Hello, family. Most welcome. It's once again time for us to share something very important. And today, without wasting time, I want us to debunk the myth. I want us to debunk the faults. I want us to debunk the narrative around marriage. The question is, what is marriage? I know people have different definitions of marriage, but to tell you, there is only one and one true definition of marriage. But before I tell you the real definition of marriage, the best definition that I've discovered, I would like to first introduce you to the different definitions people have. You know, we need to know this because if you are about to get married, you're dating somebody perhaps right now, then the most important thing you should check with that person is their idea of marriage. Because not that you're using the same word and you think you're meaning the same thing. Someone can say marriage, you can say marriage, but you two people can mean two different things. Okay? So don't be carried away when someone is like, I want to marry, I want to settle down. Oh, you need to first ascertain what do they mean? What is husband to them? What is wife to them? Because you are not only going to marry the beauty, the handsomeness, the attractiveness, the money, the wealth, the potential that you have before you in that person, but you are also going to marry their definition, their belief, their idea, their opinion of marriage. Okay? The first definition of marriage that we have in society today is that marriage is a rite of passage. What do we mean? Some people marry just because they have a job and they can take care of the family. I mean, they have the financial muscle and the potential to take care of dependents. Okay? So, how do you know such people? They marry the moment they finish the activity of marriage. They continue living their lives. They continue to flirt with other women. They continue to roam in social media, checking on dating pages. Perhaps the site where you met, they are still on that site. Because if somebody marries you, why else are they still on a dating site, for example? So it shows you that somebody married for the sake. It's just a rite of passage for them. It's not something that you adjust to. You know, when you get married, your life adjusts. First, there is a level of respect you should accord the person you married. If you are a man, there are boundaries you should put with other women. Not only physical, but also emotional boundaries. Okay? For example, you cannot be flirting with another woman. That is already emotional infidelity. Okay? So you save the flattery for the woman that you committed to. But if someone is still flirting out there, you know they never married for the real purpose of marriage. They married because marriage to them is a rite of passage. Be careful, because for you, you might have another definition of marriage, and you start adjusting your life. You start maintaining boundaries with other men. You start to limit, your dress code changes. You are trying to make adjustments to make the marriage work. And yet for the other person, they do not care. Because for you, marriage means something. For them, it's just a rite of passage. So that's the first definition. How do you know? Those people usually continue living their lives. They do not make any adjustments, no matter finishing to commit to you. They are still chasing for other suitors out there. They are still attracting attention. They are still opening doors. They are still inviting conversations that are suggestive. You know, they are still acting like they are single out there. You know, that person married because marriage is a rite of passage. The second definition of marriage that we have in society today is marriage is a means of control, a means of exercising authority and power to somebody. These ones, it's even easier to tell. If you see someone, for example, going to somebody below them, for example, this is where most men lie. You find someone has graduated, okay, they are working, they have a job, they have been in the world of work for 10 years, but they are still going to campus to look for a wife. Or some of them are even naive enough to go back to high school. Why? Those people, one, They are either naive, they are not informed, or they are looking for somebody to exercise power over. They want someone to control, they want someone to dominate. So they bring you, so your marriage is going to be between a master and a servant. It's going to be between a junior and a senior, an expert and an amateur. That is always the power dynamic they want to maintain. Or such people usually go for someone who is in a situation. For example, they find a woman who is stuck. For example, a girl who can't pay for her tuition, they help because they want that person to depend on them, because they want to exercise power and authority over that person. For them, they don't go for people of their class and their level. No, they want someone below them. Someone, they are the perpetrators of the statement. Go for someone below you. That's the person you can manage. That manage, scratch it, replace it with, that is the person you can control. Scratch damage, manage, and put the word control. They are looking for somebody to control. Such people usually grow up when they are having that void. So they want to exercise domination, not dominion even, but domination. For them, they don't actually want a woman to submit to them. They want a woman to worship them. Okay. We also have such women who marry men below them. That's why you see them even perform masculine roles. They go out, they are the ones working, then they get a young boy or a man who is weak and worthless, in quotes. They get such a man so that they pay his bills, they even give him a car, they give him the good life, to give him some bragging rights among his friends. But the real thing there is the woman is the one controlling the whole dynamic. Okay, you don't have a say, you don't have an opinion. How do you know such people? Again, always they don't consider your opinions, they don't consider your ideas, you are just there. That's the second definition of marriage in this community. The third definition of marriage in this community is marriage is a parachute to good life without working for it. This is common with many women. That is why many women are looking for a man who is rich to take care of them. Now, there is nothing wrong with assessing whether a man can potentially take care of you. That is okay. But if you stop there, if that is your only criteria, if that is your only condition for marrying, if that is your only assessment basis, it means you're looking for somebody to give you a good life without working for it. Real women have already given themselves lives. Not to say they are rich, but they have already planned for their lives. So a man comes in there to make her rest. Tell her, you know what? Rest. It's my duty. So that even if a man disappears in her life, she can still take care of herself. That is actually very dangerous. We'll talk about it another day, but that is very deadly, because if you are a woman, you are simply delegating survival. And remember, when you give somebody the power to feed you, you have also given them the power to starve you. Most women do that. You go, you don't have anything, and then you are looking for someone rich. Ask yourself, what do you have? Otherwise, men who are looking to marry, be careful of such women. Such a woman, if you marry her, she's going to sabotage family projects. She's not going to be patient to build with you. For example, she's going to be a scatterer. You gather resources out here, she scatters at home. You're trying to build or to, save or do some savings and do some family project. She sees a bag of 2M. She wants it. Not to say that you're going to be staged, but to say you want someone who's going to be understanding the level where you are and to build and prop up with you. When you get such a woman who is looking for someone to be a parachute to good life, she's not good for you. So always check. It's easy to check that. Okay? If the emphasis is there, run for your dear life. So those are the definitions we have. What is the real definition of a real marriage? A real marriage is a marriage for companionship. It is not as a rite of passage. It is not as a means of exercising power and domination. It is not a parachute to good life. These two people have met because they share values. The key word here is values. For example, to me, marriage means loyalty. What about you? Same thing, loyalty, which means if the two of you get together, one single most important thing that will keep your marriage going is loyalty, no matter what happens. Honesty, the same thing. Companionship, you want someone who supports you, who understands you. As women, I hope you know, women, that homes are dangerous for you. You need to share a home with a man who is a real man, a man who is safe. Statistics have shown that the most dangerous place for women is their home. It's not even the community, It's not even the dangerous, neighbors. It's not even the man chasing after her, but the man who has married her. Why? Because if you are inside that marriage, what that man can do to you will either break or make you. For example, a man can leave you when you are pregnant. Do you know that just giving birth by itself is risky for women? It's a matter of life and death situation. Tell me if you got someone who is just want to exercise power, what will happen to you? Trouble. So companionship means you are looking for somebody you can build with, somebody who can support you, somebody who can be besides you as you progress slowly. So beware of those different definitions of marriage before you marry. Find out, do you share the same definition? Do you mean the same thing before you commit? Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. Cheers. Hope this was helpful. See you in the next video.